Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio. Sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Morgan Anderson. It's 52 degrees outside and cloudy with some on and off again rain. The wind is making it feel cooler at about 46 degrees. It feels like it, and we do have about an 80% humidity in the air. Our low for tonight is 42 degrees. Taking a look at your agricultural headlines, market prices rally on tariff news. Soybean futures jumped 20 cents yesterday, rising alongside other commodities despite news of increased tariffs on China, the largest buyer of U.S. soybeans. President Trump announced via social media that tariffs on Chinese imports would rise to 125%, citing a lack of global trade cooperation. At the same time, he granted a 90-day reprieve to countries that have not retaliated against U.S. trade actions. China's response was swift, issuing 84% tariffs on U.S. goods, while the European Union added 25% tariffs, targeting items like soybeans, poultry, and orange juice. Despite this, soybean prices rallied. Analysts suggest soybeans may still be undervalued when adjusted for inflation, and markets may be reacting to expectations ahead of today's USDA supply and demand report. Still, the American Soybean Association notes the total import cost for Chinese buyers could now exceed $21 per bushel. Farmers say costs are unsustainable and could mirror the $20 billion in losses experienced during the 2018-19 trade war. Producers like Kentucky's Caleb Ragland are urging the administration to pursue a new deal with China to stabilize exports. While supportive of President Trump, Ragland warns that without action, higher costs and reduced demand could threaten farm survival heading into the new planting season. Next up, let's check in with our weekly update from the Ohio Soybean Council and your checkoff dollars at work. Here's Dusty Sonnenberg.
I'm visiting today with Tom Berry with Clean Fuels Alliance America. Some exciting things going on the demand side when it comes to renewable fuels. Give us an update maybe of some of the neat things that are happening with shipping, with rail, with all those types of things.
Yeah, absolutely, Dusty. That's the exciting part, the equation of the supply demand of our industry right now. I've been around biodiesel for 30 years. I've never seen the opportunities look so good for biodiesel than I do today. And we're seeing new industries, new markets are looking to use biodiesel to help decarbonize their supply chain. I know Ohio Soybean is working with our petroleum team on some Great Lake shipping companies to get biodiesel on the Great Lakes, which is real exciting. And we're also working with the Class 1 railroads like Norfolk Southern. They've all committed to decarbonization goals. They see biodiesel as the fuel they want to use to get to reach their carbon goals. So I know Norfolk Southern, I'm sure they run through Ohio quite a bit. Yep. They want to get to 20% biodiesel blends in a relatively short period of time, 5-6 years. They just started at 3% already. So very exciting times. And then the home heating oil market in the Northeast, we're seeing train loads of biodiesel leave the Midwest, head to the Northeast to supply them for bioheat. So they got a lot of pressure to decarbonize the home heat industry. And so there's a lot of opportunities there as well.
My guest again today is Tom Berry with Clean Fuels Alliance America. Today's update brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff.
Thanks, Dusty. According to the AP, U.S. stocks soared to one of their best days in history on a euphoric Wall Street Wednesday yesterday after President Donald Trump said he would back off on most of his tariffs temporarily, as investors had so desperately hoped he would. Quote, "I have authorized a 90-day pause," Trump said, after recognizing the more than 75 countries that he said have been negotiating on trade and had not retaliated against his latest increases in tariffs. But yesterday, on Wednesday at least, the focus on Wall Street was on the positive. The Dow Jones Industrial Average shot to a gain of 2,962 points, or 7.9%. The Nasdaq Composite leaped 12.2%. The S&P 500 had its third best day since World War II. Switching gears, let's hand it over to Lice Mercantile with our weekly update on our sales exports.
I'm Ryan Metzger with Lice Mercantile, providing you with your weekly export sales data update. This morning, the USDA released their export sales data for the week ending April 3rd. New sales on corn were announced at 785.5 thousand metric tons, which was in line with industry range expectations. Soybeans had announced sales of only 172.3 thousand metric tons, which was well below the industry range estimates. And wheat had announced sales of 107.3 thousand metric tons, which was on the lower end of industry estimates. To now meet the USDA export targets, we need to see weekly sales of 336.5 thousand metric tons of corn, 155.3 thousand metric tons of soybeans, and 107.3 thousand metric tons of wheat. Please visit our website, lysmercantile.com, to learn more about grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
Thanks, Ryan. Now let's recap how the markets closed, brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. May corn up 9 cents at $4.83. December corn up 3.5 at $4.54 1/4. March corn up 2.5 at $4.65 1/2. May beans up 16 1/4 at $10.29. November beans up 7 3/4 at $10.04 3/4 cent. January beans up 7 cents at $10.17 1/4. July wheat down 2 1/4 at $5.53 1/2. September wheat down a penny and 3/4 at $5.68. December wheat down a penny and 1/4 at $5.90 1/2. April live cattle down $1.95 at $200.85. June live cattle down $3.17 1/2 at $195.20. April lean hogs down 97.5 cents at $86. May lean hogs up 37.5 cents at $86.50. This is the Ohio AgNet.